Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We are on episode 373, which is my January completed pages video. It is going to be taking over for my weekly review, so you could call it my monthly review or monthly completed pages, but it's really a review of the month and then planning ahead to next month, as well as maybe a couple of updates on my channel. So one of the things that I did that I may have already shown you a little bit of is I did work on, in December, 2 weeks in a row with my animal portrait artist that I love to follow, her live draws, Bonnie Snowden. She did a polar bear. I posted about the polar bear, and I believe I also talked about the Highland cow. This is the Highland cow finished. It isn't necessarily my favorite. It's not even my particular style, but that's what I love about doing live draws with different artists, is that I follow along with what their style is that they are showing as a technique. And even if in the end, like, Hub didn't like this kind of swoopy, you know that the real image of this Highland cow, his hair is a little more tangled and gnarly looking, not nice and perfectly sweepy. But this was the style that we did in the tutorial or live draw, whatever you want to call it, and I really enjoyed it. I even darkened it somewhat. His color, his long tendrily hair is actually sunburned on the ends, so bleached out and making it very orange, and I chose to make it more of a deeper tone rather than the burnt orange. I had it burnt orange and didn't like it. But I thought that the eye peeking through on one side and his little nose and his horns was a lot of fun to work on. And I used, I think, 7 Polychromos pencils, a Museum Aquarelle white, which is wet, and then I actually wet it. I licked my finger and wet it on my finger to make the snow. And it was loads of fun. So that was finished. And I don't even know if for sure, I think I did it in January, at the very beginning of January. I have started, before we go on to coloring pages, I want to update my progress in my book. It's going to be my coloring progress calendar for the year. Hub picked it up for me. And I am in the front, I'm just adding some codes, my episode numbers, codes of what book I was coloring in. If it's, most of what I do is the daily color, but then I throw in some odds and ends. So I'm tracking all of those, what the page was, and what pencil sets were used. So I have not done this level of organization, so it'll be new for me this year. Last year I was just very casual, and the only organization I did was keeping track of the pencil sets because I rotate through them all. We are in fact starting a new rotation. I just finished, which we will see, and it was in February that we finished it. So this is starting a new rotation of my pencil sets, which you just saw I moved to above all my coloring books. One of the reasons why I wanted to move my pencil sets is just to keep them up and out of the way of the Curious Lucky. He has so far been a very good kitten, and I don't think he would be destructive, but there are lots of dangly bits on every one of those pencil sets that are just begging for a kitten to chew on them. So having them up high with my books, it was also a safety concern, and I am glad that I did that yesterday. So in the back of my book, I'm tracking two more things. I am tracking my overall tally for the month of the coloring that I've done. I have my whips and I have my completeds. So I completed 5 pages or 5 projects, I should say, because it includes the Highland cow. I name them as much as I can because I do have some space, and I'm not like a prolific colorist, so I don't see myself needing any more than the 5 rows of 5 lines, but I can always extend it if I want to. So right now it's 2 pages, and here's where December ends. But I do have next to it my supplies. I forever buying a thing or two like from the Dollar Tree or from Walmart, and then I'll forget about it. I probably even bought something in January that I'm forgetting about because I did have to get myself outfitted for a kitten, and I remember the pet area in Walmart is at one end of, then you have electronics in the middle, and on the left are the office supplies. And then right next to that, on the other side, is all of the crafting supplies. And I know I went through the crafting section every time I had to go get kitten supplies, because that's me. So there's probably a few things in there that I missed. But I will be tracking my supplies. I will be tracking my tally of coloring that I do. And then I do have some extra couple of pages here to work with. So that is the work I have in this book. So let's go over my whips. I have for a whip, this has one coloring page that I have started very briefly. I've only done a few things. I did my mock-up. I picked my pencil set. I am using the Caran d'Ache Luminance because I really love them. And here's my mock-up, just kind of going through what each segment is going to be colored like. And I will be getting to do that this month, and I am not sure if I'm going to do that in real time with you guys as like a bonus video, or if I'll just do it, like laying in bed relaxing. It just kind of depends on how the month goes. In Magical Worlds in January, I finished the Winter Hot Air Balloon. That was using the Brutfuner 520. Lovely set of pencils. Love their names. Love everything about them. They are a great set. Brutfuners tend to be my favorites overall. Hey, Future Tracy, coming back into my January completed pages. And I am very grateful that I keep my tally. I was watching the video while picking my colors. Here's my colors for the Sunday page, starting my mock-up. And I was looking really quick as I watched the video, and I was keeping tally of the pages that I made, and I'm like, I only see 2 small victories on the video. So I went to my tally, and I forgot to talk about the first page that I worked on in January in Small Victories. So let me pop that in here. Let's have a chat about it. So I worked on the 4 animals page. I call it AMP. Every one of them has an animal and a butterfly. So I used Harmonious Metallics, pastel tints, and Prismacolors. So the Prismacolors, I, of course, picked a muted palette to go with the Harmonious Metallic and pastel tints. And all 3 of the non-normal color sets worked fantastic, as they always do. I still feel between the Harmonious pastel tints, the metallic feels the best to me, though all of them are nice pencils. The metallic has that mica feel to it, and this again is my bigger set. You'll notice that I was able to do yellow, orange, and red because it's the 72 set that I bought specifically to be able to color more with the metallics, because I won't be so limited. And I do feel that the metallic palette with the Brutfuner set is wonderful and well worth it, especially if you really like the feel of a metallic pencil. Maybe you have the Color 180s and they come with a dozen metallics. I do feel that buying a full set of metallics, if you do like the experience of a small set, get the bigger set. You will love it. And then I really was impressed with the muted palette of the Prismacolors. I tend to go for the brights, and this, I had to pick the muted tones to go with the rest of the page, and I thought they did a great job. And now I'm going to go back to the normal programming. Okay, I don't know how I lost this. It got buried. So in January, I colored the 4-quadrant floral mandala-ish set, or page. I used 4 sets of pencils, Prismacolors, Amazon Basics, Brute Squares, and Castle Arts Gold. The Prismacolors were a dream to color with, a little bit on the messy side. I have to be careful with them since I don't use them a ton, and they are very waxy, creamy, and I'm not proficient at them yet, but it was a very good practice. Brute Squares were my favorite. Castle Arts Gold tend to be crumbly, but they did a nice job, and the Amazon Basics, even just looking here, the only difference I see is the Amazon Basics is not as blended. They don't blend quite as well. They're also a 72 set. Whenever I do a page like this, I always start with the smallest set for colors, assuming that the largest colors I'll have a better chance of doing a match, and I do like to have images like this coordinate. I then completed this wonderful page. It came out fantastic using some beautiful colors. I started with the Erogeton for coming up with sets, because that again was the smallest set. I have 100 of those, and then from there I was able to flesh out coordinating colors. You'll see that the Artex, this first image is a little bit different because one of my pencils fell on the floor, so I missed using a transitionary color between that hot pink and the purple, but it still came out really fun. And then after I was finished, for 2025, I want to work more on bling, embellishing, and backgrounds. So I went ahead and pulled my yet-to-be-used virgin pan pastels that I bought in 2022. So that was its own dedicated episode. Those are the only 2 pages that I finished, because then we moved on into February, so we won't talk about those. I've already shared, I have glassine here because pan pastels do need to be fixed, and they are not, I have not done the spray fixative to them yet. And then the 2 images I am working on, I owe you guys, this is a whip. I already talked about that. The 15 fruit, I finished, that'll be for February. I am going to be coloring the Sunday starting today, and it is going to be, because we are very close to Valentine's Day, and I thought this would make a great Valentine-y pink red image, maybe with some dark chocolate. I don't see, like, I could make this page Valentine, but I don't think I'm going to get that far. I don't color super fast, and Valentine's is fast approaching. Today is the 9th. So I'm going to pick this image to be Valentine colored. Again, I have just started my new rotation, and the very first set, which is going to be done on the Sunday, is Schwerer Farben 96. That is the pencil set that I needed to get the step stool, because I cannot reach up that high to get those pencils. So we're going to see how annoying it is with having the pencils up high. But I do have a step stool, and I reached up and I grabbed my Schwerer Farben case. So I will be picking pencils next to work on that image. And that is everything that I have completed. My plans, I have, again, 2 whips. That 1 page done with the gel pens, and then the Country Christmas. I need to get this finished up this month. And then beyond that, we're just working on small victories, and my goal is to get as close to finished by the end of March as I can. But I do think that because of my parents being here and Lucky being new to my life, he is taking up more time, and so I will be absolutely not making it on time, and I'm not going to stress out about it. So that is it for my monthly review. The channel is doing well. I keep talking about doing memberships. Memberships, again, the main purpose for me for memberships is to give people a way to support me financially so that I can have more supplies and work on some fun videos for you guys. I only want people to do memberships if they want to support me. I do have the content that you have always seen will still be available. The only change will be daily colors are always going to be available the same time, no delays. Haul videos, I might put in early access of a few days for memberships, but the big thing to add as a perk is as much for me as it is for members, and that is being able to go through and have each page is multiple videos. So, you know, this page was at least 2 videos, probably 4 videos. And so then my bigger books, the Magical Worlds and Romantic Country, sometimes there's 9 episodes. And so I have been formatting what I'm calling stream videos, where each episode is chained together. And then I'm keeping the intros the same. I'm not removing them because a lot of times I'll have a little tidbit and some helpful information. But the conclusions of each of those episodes I have removed. I've added images of the finished page, as well as some statistical information about the pencil sets, because for me, I'm always rotating through my pencil sets. And so I want to let you guys know how I'm feeling about each of the sets as I go through my journey. My feelings about my pencil sets does change as time goes on. And pencils that I maybe had a bad experience with 3 months ago or 6 months ago, I might have a really good experience, and I want everyone to know that. So that is what the memberships is all about, and that is coming. I was going to have it ready by February 1st, but I did not get it finished in time. And so it will be coming sometime this month. So hopefully you guys will all not, I've had people comment about being concerned that some of my content wasn't going to be available, but no, I will have additional content available for the members who are financially able to support me and want to do so. Completely up to what you guys want to do. I am just wanting to have that as a vehicle to help fund my channel. I am a retiree, and I have a limited income. I've said that many times, and that's why my hauls are quite small. So do all the YouTube things: like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Thank you all for joining me today. The next you will see me is for the daily color. Hope to see you all there.